Virtual reality on the SNES? Well, not quite, but the Lawnmower Man game, based on last year's hit movie, is due out next month. The game has 5 different styles of play, with straightforward platform and puzzle sections, as well as a driving chase and some VR segments.
Oh, right, Furtlers. I think I've just about got that fixed. You join me at a very historical moment. I plan shortly to travel backwards through the space-time continuum to an earlier time. It's terribly dangerous. So first, I leave you with this cheat for Alien Breed on the Amiga. On the second level, enter the Entex computer and type in Puffnuts mode. Then exit, and the aliens will slow down to tortoise pace. And now for my time travel experiment. Ah, it's you. What time is it? About 5 o'clock. Oh, that's funny. I'm sure I set the machine for about Tuesday.
How old do you think Mario is? 2, 4, 10? Well, it may surprise you to know that this year Mario celebrates his 12th birthday. He first appeared in 1981 on a game called, remember it, Donkey Kong, where he spent his time jumping over barrels and fireballs to save the lovely Pauline from the great big monkey. Originally, this was an arcade game, but then, just like nowadays, it came out on the home systems, and this old thing is called a Coleco. And as Violet now reports, for some people, systems like this are practically antiques.
This is a real treasure trove for games players like me. I've come to the Computer Cavern near London for a day of nostalgia. Owner Richard Gandy has scoured the world to build up a collection of most of the home consoles and computers ever produced. There's hundreds of computers and thousands of games. This was the most popular console of the late 70s and early 80s, the Atari VCS. It had loads of classic games like Space Invaders, Breakout, and this one, Asteroids. Sound was simple, graphics were basic, but it had that all-important factor, playability. But a lot didn't. This is the game E.T. 6 million copies were produced. It was so bad that only 1 million copies were sold. 5 million ended up buried in the Arizona desert. Most of the games that appeared on these machines were converted from coin-ops. In Japan, the Space Invaders coin-op was so popular it caused a coin shortage. The government had to produce 4 times as many yen to cope with the problem. In 1981, electronic boffin Clive Sinclair made his first move into home computers. The Sinclair ZX81 only had black and white pictures and there was no sound, but it started a whole new phase in the history of computing. You see, it cost under 50 quid and you could program it. Software came on cassettes, which took ages to load, and the machine itself was pretty unreliable. Even the Computer Cavern haven't got one that works. The big boom in home computers started in the early 80s. Graphics and sound got better, cartridges became temporarily extinct, and most games were released on cassettes. These were some of the earliest games for the C64, which was the first Commodore machine to become well established 3 years before the Amiga. But there's lots more to see at the Computer Cavern. All these old machines and games is that because the graphics and sound weren't very sophisticated, the programmers had to really concentrate on making them playable. This one, Breakout, is one of my favourites.
And now, things have come full circle with a new disc for the PC, Arcade. The disc is brand new. It features conversions of 5 classic games like this one, Battlezone. Also on there are Asteroids and Missile Command. Die, Johnny Tank Commander, die! Yes! And now for some brand new games reviewed by our panel.
The year is 2020 and the favourite sport is baseball, but not quite the sort we're used to today. Here's Sarah on first base.
The teams are made up of robots and there's a very interesting futuristic theme to it. You can either play exciting or fighting league. I'm playing exciting, but there's not much difference between them. Here I'm against the computer and my team's fielding. And it's a fast pitch, but he hits it. Will he be out? Yes, he is. Now it's my turn to bat. One problem with the game is that it's very hard on player one. And it's a slow ball. Will it be out, though? Yes, it's a foul ball. The game really does come alive in two-player. It's much easier and it's better to play with a friend. This game is just too hard in one player. If you've got no friends, then don't bother.
This has some very colourful graphics, but not a lot of gameplay.
It's a nice game, but I prefer a straightforward baseball game without all the jazzed up bits.
And the scores for Super Baseball 2020, the girls gave it an average 3 out of 5, and the boys thought it was okay too. 3 out of 5 from them.
After its console success, Alien 3 is about to be released on the Amiga. The scene is the mining planet Fiorina 161, inhabited by hardcore convicts. Following a crash landing, sole survivor Ripley has a hard task ahead. Here's Paul.
I'm playing Ripley, and on this level I have to rescue 8 different prisoners. It's nice to see a woman rescuing the men for a change. Here I am, trying to kill the end-of-level baddie. I'm just using my machine gun there, trying to machine gun him down, but it's not very effective. Oh, I've just been killed again. I'm going to change to the flamethrower, which is a much better weapon and kills them a lot quicker. But the only thing is that it's a bit slow. There's a first aid box drop there. I'm going to try and get to it. So I'll use my grenade launcher, which is by far the best weapon. You should hopefully run away a minute, and I'll be able to get it now. That'll give me some extra energy so I can try and kill him. It's a plain old boring shoot-'em-up. They're just using the film name to get people to buy it.
I'm not one for film conversions. The music was boring and there wasn't variety in the levels.
I actually thought this was an excellent game. It's a great conversion from Mega Drive to Amiga.
And the scores for Alien 3, the girls gave it a poor 2 out of 5, and the boys only went one better, an average score of 3 out of 5.
Well, Future Nam, it's been an honour to meet you. And you, oh great ancestor. Shall we do a cheat together? Why not? It's for Streets of Rage 2 on the Mega Drive. It lets 2 players be the same character. On the title screen, hold down right and B on controller 1, and left and A on controller 2. And with them all held down together, press C. Then now choose a 2-player game, and you can both be the same character. Excuse me, is this the year 1847? No, it's next Thursday.
One NAM is more than enough for me. If you want to read the data blast, set your video recorders now. Last week's competition was to win this bag, and in it, we put a SNES, a special pad, and Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and a Bad Influence t-shirt, and various other goodies. The question was, what is the name of the female fighter in Street Fighter 2? The answer was, of course, Chun-Li, and the lucky winner is Christopher Lovett from Cheshire. Expect a very large parcel in the post.
This week's competition prize, yes, you could own the first Jaguar 64-bit console in the country. Although you'll have to wait a few weeks for it because it's not out for ages. However, we'll make it worth your while because not only will we give you that, we'll send you down to London for a special presentation, and in the meantime, to placate you, we'll give you the Bad Influence t-shirts. The competition question is, what is the fastest land animal? And it's not the Jaguar. Phone in your answers on 0891 700 100, 0891 700 100. Calls will cost you no more than 25p, but do get permission from whoever pays the phone bill before you call. Lines will stay open till midnight on Monday.
That's it for now. See you next week.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.